First and foremost, welcome everyone. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Miguel. I'm Senior Director for Supplier Account Management, part of the SAP family. Today's session I'm very excited about, explore successful network collaboration from a supplier's perspective. With me, I have two of our most strategic suppliers, Marcos Roja, the CEO of Nortel Suprimentos, and David Labe, the Digital Business Manager from Reliper Comercial. Before we get started, maybe the best way is to introduce yourselves and your respective companies. Let's get started with you, Marcos. Please, welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Miguel. Good afternoon, David, and your audience as well. So first, on behalf of Nortel's and Sonepar teams in Brazil, I'd like to thank you and SAP for this opportunity. Nortel is the largest B2B distributor of MRO, electrical products, solutions, and related services to industries and service business in Brazil. We are part of Sonepar Group, which is a global leader in the same industry. We are present in Brazilian regions, in all regions, with 4 distribution centers, 2 retail stores, 25 branches, and 33 on-site customers branches. And we offer a range of more than 250,000 SKUs that is available in our stock. And we gather more than 1,500 of suppliers having all top of brands as a partner in our supply chain. Our main goal is to become our customers' life easier. In that way, overall capabilities that are privileged mentioned, we also offer a wide range of customized solutions to the shop floor and for procurement management as well. So in the current scenario in which technological transformation has boosted the business within industry, and digitalization is no longer a differential but a necessity, and Nortel has specialized in digital integrations to automate routines, and by doing that we have been helping our customers to digitalize their companies as well.
Thank you, Marcos. All yours, David.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. I am David Labe. I am a computer engineer with a background in software development. And currently, I'm the digital business manager at Reliper Comercial. And my role here is to analyze and oversee integration initiatives, such as our integration with SAP Business Network and some other digitalization projects as well. Reliper, it's a family business. Starting operations in 1994 in the city of Antofagasta in Chile. And now we can proudly say that we have presence all over the country. And we also have a branch in Peru. And we're in the manufacturing and marketing of industrial components oriented for the mining industry and industry in general. We cover many markets such as mining, fishing, energy, construction, transportation, among others. And we have implemented a stockless model that allows our clients to immediately have the supplies they require for the production units. And again, Miguel, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to share our experience here today.
Thank you, David. My pleasure to have both of you here. Are you guys ready to get started for some questionings?
Sure.
Yes.
Great. So I'll start with you then this time, Marcos. First and foremost, can you tell me how being on a business network like the Ariba network has transformed your business?
Yeah, with SAP support, we are improving and scale our value offering. So it's part of our value proposition to be a digital transformation agent to our customers. This is pivotal to us. So nowadays, as I already said, digital transformation has accelerated within industries, our main operating segment. So it was no different with us. So even though it's running so fast, so fast, many companies are still struggling to implement this transition process. So that is also a culture change. So we, in partnership with SAP, we help our customers along with this transformation journey. So in the last months, we have been able to automate the purchasing process in several companies of different sizes, mainly in transformation industry, manufacturing, and making transactions faster and more effective. So improving the customer satisfaction and increasing our internal productivity as well.
Thank you, Marcos. David, how about you and Reliper being part of a business network? How it has transformed your business?
Sure. Well, being in a business network such as SAP has allowed us to have greater visibility towards our clients, in a sense that having successfully been able to integrate our ERP system with SAP Business Network has really changed the way we do business. When we are in the process of negotiating contracts, for example, we bring up the fact that we can easily integrate with the customer, making B2B easier for them and for us. So now we can process purchase orders almost immediately. We have eliminated user input error because our sales force, they don't need to manually type in these purchase orders. So they reduce time and effort. So if you ask me how SAP Business Network has transformed our business, I would say that it has really opened our eyes, pushing us towards the path of digitalization and automation of processes. And it shows that we as a company are willing to develop better and more efficient ways to do business, which is something we can see our customers value.
Thank you both. So let me try to summarize this. What I'm hearing from the both of you, Marcus and Davis, is that digitization of your processes has been a key outcome of being part of SAP Business Networks. Marcus, you mentioned digitization being a basic need, and David, you talk about automation of processes. Ultimately, it means that the network helps you with customer collaboration, visibility, and optimization. Please keep me honest here if there is anything else you'd like to add to that. The floor is yours, gentlemen.
That's it. Perfect.
Okay, thank you, guys. David, let's start with you this time, if that's okay for you. So let's move on to the next one. How do you use insights and intelligence from the network to serve your customers better? Please.
Well, we can collect data from the network, and we can recognize patterns or trends of individual clients. So this way we can move ahead and generate a value proposition in a predictive way. We have catalogs in SAP Business Network, and it's a tool we can tailor specifically for each client with the items they might need, of course, based on the patterns and trends that we see in insights. So we can anticipate the demand for these items. That's very important.
Thank you, David. If I turn to you, Marcos, and ask you the same question, how you use insight and intelligence from the network to serve your customers.
Well, very similar than David already said. So the SAP platform guarantees us that a more complete and personalized information exchange is made for each type of customer. So making data crossings and enabling the availability of codes, reference photos, descriptions, data sheets, and the consumption statistics by SKU as well. So this information help us to understand the real needs of these customers and allow us to draw a map of trends and similarities by customers. That is very important in order to anticipate it faster, more flexible, and more robust solutions. So very similar.
Thank you, Marcos, and thank you, David. First of all, thanks for sharing this with us. It seems like both of your companies benefit from intelligence and insights, but in different ways. For example, David, you mentioned leveraging catalogs to see trends and anticipate demands, right? Marcos, you talked about personalized information exchange with a lot of detail down to the consumption by SKU. So both of your respective companies benefit from this, but in different ways. Is there anything else you'd like to add on top of that, gentlemen? All yours.
No.
Well,
Please.
well, well, in our case, as I just said, all the information is readily available, and it's easy to consume because we can see the information on a monthly or yearly basis, and we can know when the customer, I don't know, maybe by the end of the year, the trend suggested that they're going to consume some type of product, and we can get ready for that consumption, months prior to that happening. So yeah, it's a very powerful tool.
It makes sense what you say, and I'm happy to hear that we can be part of helping you utilize and providing that information. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Moving on to the next one. So I'm going to jump on you this time, Marcos. So if you look at the network, how has it helped you improve your collaboration with your customers? And does it help with you onboarding new customers as well? All yours, Marcos.
This is a very important point for us. Miguel is a key. With each new business integration that we perform together with SAP team, we increase our internal competence. So thus, with practice, we become more and more specialists every day. So today, we have a specific functional area to support our customers on those integrations with specific process, teams, and standard methodologies that drives customer onboarding, which give us a better conditions to offer a good customer experience and increase our productivity as well during this integration. In that sense, it's important to say that those processes are very simplified by the standardized formats from SAP Ariba tool, which makes it easier to work with many customers without a lot of setup time. But it's a very important point to us because we need really to integrate more customers day by day.
Thank you, Marcos. If I turn to you, David, and ask the same question to you, how the network have helped improve collaboration with your customers and the onboarding part of it?
Yes, well, we started integrating one client little over a year ago. We started with this process of integration, and I don't want to say it was easy because it wasn't. Remember that we our ERP system is built in-house. We don't use SAP as a ERP system. We use the network, but not the ERP system. So we had to figure out a way to integrate with the network. Well, happily we managed to do it, and we went live on October last year. And once we integrated this first client, which was our biggest client on the network, that really set the basis for all future integrations. And well, right now we can start integrating new clients, and it takes just a fraction of the time. It's like super easy to do. And well, the communication between the SAP Business Network and our ERP system is done by XML. So this is a standard format for communication on the net. So it's really easy to integrate with any ERP system. And well, this integration is a collaborative effort between our client, SAP, and our company. And it really shows our client that we are willing to take on this challenge and really hope that our business relationship will last a long time based on this.
Thank you, David, and thank you, Marcos, for sharing your best practices. I hear a lot of similarities between the different experiences. I gather that standardization is a key value from the network. Marcos, you talked about standardization, which leads to streamlined onboarding of your customers, which eventually leads to greater customer engagement, productivity, and predictability, right? David, you also talk about standardization of integration processes. The initial integration efforts are leveraged for additional customers as well, which goes hand in hand with what Marcos says, but in a different way of putting it out there. So before moving on here, first, again, thank you for sharing this. Is there anything you'd like to emphasize on, anything you'd like to add on top of this?
Well, I could add that standardization, it's key because it's basically the same communication process. And if you want to integrate just purchase orders or ASN or GRN, which is the next steps of a full integration, and it's basically the same. What I'm trying to say is that once you just have to do it once, and you have the basis for the whole process.
I appreciate you sharing that. I mean, that is one of the key factors we want to position out there to our supplier partners. So thank you for sharing that. Moving on then. So David, you know what? I'm going to continue with you here. Being a leader in your industry, what do you think is the biggest value the network brings to companies like yours, or even a smaller company starting out?
Sure. Well, I believe that Reliper, it's a great example that any company can also generate great business opportunities on the web. Undoubtedly, having managed to develop integration projects with more than four important clients right now, automating processes, reducing time, generating more business opportunities, it has truly been a turning point for us. It showed us that there's a better and more efficient way to do business. It has strengthened our ties with current customers and can show future customers that your company is ahead of the competition with our digitalization and automation strategies. And well, that is the biggest value that the network can bring to suppliers, regardless of size. That is making B2B easier.
Thank you, David. Appreciate you sharing that. Marcos, I turn to you and ask you the same, my apologies, the same question. So being a leader in your industry, what do you think is the biggest value the network brings to a company like yours, or even smaller companies that want to start out?
Well, I strongly believe that the key value that networks can bring to a company like ours, leaders or not, big or small one, is the complete and definitive insertion in a new and emerging business context. So the business from now will be done in that way. And because there is an intrinsic value in this new way, collaboration, responsiveness, seamless connection, business scopely, and so forth. So, and mainly the customers and the supply chains recognize it. So engaging in this new business context as soon as possible, that is through digitalization, offer us a competitive advantage, which we can take the lead and put ourselves as precursors. It's very important. So gaining space, achieving relevance, and remaining in sync to new and continuous changes that will be coming around for sure. So in this regard, our strategic position is to nurture and to intensify our partnership with SAP and trying to boost those integrations. It's really part of our value proposition to the market.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marcos and David, First of all, great insights. You both talked about the value of digitization. And Marcus, for example, you mentioned it's a competitive advantage for companies even. David, you make a great point in that joining a network opens up opportunities for business growth, but not only business growth, in addition to that, also strengthen the relationships with your current customers. It sounds like even though Nortel and Reliper, both of you are in different industries, and both of you are in different parts of South America or Latin America, there are still a lot of similarities of the value you see in the network. Before moving forward here, is there anything you'd like to emphasize on that? Anything you'd like to add? Fair enough. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
That's okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Perfect, gentlemen. Perfect. Thank you. All right. I am going to move on to our last question. And let's start with you this time, David. For the last question, so can you talk about how the network has helped you achieve your goals and track against your KPIs, specific into your role and your company or industry?
Well, as the data business manager at Reliper, I focus on the quality of the information. And integrating with SAP Business Network has helped us by eliminating user input error. That is crucial. That is key. For example, and well, also making the flow of information run smoothly. So, because through the network, we can, our customers can know that the orders are being processed, when they are going to receive their orders, and it let us know when they receive the order, so we can start the billing process and so forth. And well, in SAP Business Network, we found a platform that makes B2B easier, more efficient, and more precise. And I firmly believe that this partnership can only drive our business forward.
Thank you, David. I really appreciate you saying that. How about you, Marcus? If you talk about how the network helped you, in particular in your role and company, to achieve some KPIs.
It's very important to achieve some goals, and yeah, so specifically in our industry, SAP Business Network has helped us, specifically me, to achieve very direct short-term goals, like the profitable revenue growth is an important goal that we have, and also the revenue that comes, the amount of revenue that comes through digital tools or channels. So we also tried to emphasize this kind of revenue. But additionally, I believe that that's relevant to mention that SAP Network also supports us in an important mid or long-term goal, that is to become even more customer-centric. So, and we measure this through two main indicators: NPS, Net Promoter Score, and the customer churn. So we truly believe that digital integrations are effective tools to increase the level of customer engagement, because there is a big value on that. So also we understand that direct short-term goals and also these mid-terms or long-term indirect goals, we also can collect support from this network.
Thank you, Marcus, and thank you, David. So, Marcus, you talk a lot about, or you mention business growth or revenue growth as one of the key indicators. And David, you talk about quality of the information, quality of the integration of how to set up the line of businesses. And both of you talk about customer-centric focus, which is ultimately what we want to achieve with our partners. So again, thank you very much for sharing that. And I think that concludes today. So first and foremost, Marcus and David, thank you very much for taking the time to be here with me. Thank you very much for sharing your insights and best practices with me and the audience. And I'm very positive that your experiences and best practices have provided great advice for similar suppliers looking to join the SAP Business Network. So again, thank you very much, David and Marcos, for taking the time to be here. And with that said, I'd like to conclude and also thank the audience for tuning in to this session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. It was a privilege.
Thank you, Miguel.